ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सच्चिदानंदरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांतवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ओम श्री शिवाय गुरवे नमः। Saraswati Namaha. In the last session, we did this 18th verse. Adhakhya hi harer dhiman avatara katha shubhaha lila vidadadasvairam ishwarasyatma mayaya. In that verse, Shaunaka said to Suta to narrate how these actions of Bhagavan are the result of his own free will, as opposed to that of us jivas, whose actions are bound by karma, which is bound by kama, and kama is bound by avidya, whereas Bhagavan does his actions by Atma Maya. That was the 18th verse. Now we are doing this 19th verse, and there is a small introduction which is given by Sridhari. He says, Atya utsukyena punaha api tacharitaneva srodam icchantaha. Ati Autsukyena, with more enthusiasm, Punaha Tachcharitani. Again, they want to hear about Krishna's Leelas. Tat Srodam Icchantaha, desiring. Tatra Atmanaha Triptya Bhavam Avedayanti. They are conveying that Atmanaha Triptya Bhavam, that they are not satisfied. That is what is going to be told in this 19th verse. And what is the verse? वयं तु न वितृप्यामः उत्तमश्लोकविक्रमे यत् शृण्वतां रसज्ञानां स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे. That is a verse. So vayam tu na vitrupyamaha उत्तमश्लोकविक्रमे यत् शृण्वतां रसज्ञानां स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे. That is a padacheta. The meaning is, Vayam, we all, Shaunaka, etc., tu indeed, na, not, vitrupyamaha, are satisfied. Uttama sloka vikrame. Utu tama. Tama means tamas or ignorance. Utu means that which removes. Sloka, the prayers. Vikrama means the prayers describing his adventures. Yet, which srinvatam, those who are listening, Rasajnanam, those who are conversant with rasa, swadu swadu, more tasteful than the tasteful things, pade pade, at every step. So what he is saying is, we however do not feel thorough satisfaction in hearing about the glorious deeds of Krishna, which according to the listeners of this Leela, who are rasajnas, consists of tastes with increasing sweetness. That is a rasa, moment by moment, pade pade. In other words, they are not satisfied by hearing the Krishna Leela. Here Sridhara writes, Vayam yogayagadishu truptaha. Vayam tu yogayagadishu truptaha means we are generally interested in Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, which is Yagadi Kriyaha. Tatra Vayam Truptasmaha. We are very satisfied with this knowledge. But when it comes to the Krishna Leela Katha, Uttama Sloka Vikrame na Vitrupyama. We are not at all satisfied. Why? Because it is Uttama Sloka Vikramaha. Uttamam means Udgachati Tamaha Yasmat. The moment you listen to the stories of Krishna, tamaha gachati, you become a sattvika. All the tamas or ignorance goes away. That is why they are called as uttamaha. So he writes uttamaha tatha bhutaha slokaha. Slokaha means praises. So the praises of Krishna are uttama. Yasya tasya vikrametu visheshena na tripyamaha. Alam iti na manyamahe. We never feel that this is enough. Tatra hetuhu. What is the reason for this dissatisfaction of listening to Krishna's story? Yadu vikramam shrunvatam Anye tripyantu nama. Maybe others are people who are engaged in other kinds of activities, they might attain satisfaction, but not us. Vayam tu neti tu shabdasyena anvayaha. Here Sridhara clarifies, ayam atra arthaha. Tredahi alam buddhir bhavati. There are three ways of satisfaction possible when you are consuming a sense object. Number one, udaradi bharanena. By consuming a stomach full, you can be satisfied. Rasa ajnanena va. Or if you don't have an idea, an aesthetic sense, then you will say enough is enough. Or swadu vishesha abhavat. If you are not aware of a special delight beyond a general taste. All these three can be the reasons for people being satisfied. But in the case of Maharshis, they don't have these three. That's what he's saying. Tatra sunnvatam ityanena srotrasya akashatvat abharanam ityuktam. So this hearing of Bhagavad Katha is done by srotra indriya, which means the sense of hearing. The sense of hearing is made of space. It is a space which is in the karna shushkali, in the globe of the ear. That space is called as Shravanendriyam. And because it is Akasham, there is no way you can fill up the sky. That is why there is no tripti in that sense. As space cannot be filled. And then, Rasajnanam ityanena ajnanataha pashuvat triptihi nirakrita. So there are these three adjectives. First one is srunvatam. Because we are hearing with Srotrendriya, which is Akasha, there is no tripti. The second adjective is Rasajnanam. Because we understand the rasa. Rasajna means understanding of the aesthetic sense, aesthetic meaning of words. Because of that, we are not able to be satisfied. Because the more rasa you are consuming, the more meaning is coming out of those Krishna Leelas. The last one, Ikshu bhakshanavat rasantara bhavena triptim nirakaroti. When you eat a sugar cane, you know that this is the taste and this is the limit of that sweetness. But in the case of Krishna Katha, there is unlimited rasa coming out. So because of these three reasons, pade pade pradikshanam sadhatopi, a satisfaction merely by knowing the literal meaning is denied, because the Kansas are adept in knowing the rasa or the aesthetic meaning, and so they do not feel thorough satisfaction in hearing the glorious deeds of Krishna. So unless a person has discovered this rasa, this aesthetic meaning, he cannot discover the glory of Bhagavad Leela and enjoy like this Shaunaka do. Generally, the enjoyment of Bhagavan's Katha requires a certain preparedness of mind. It is very well put by Leela Shuka. Vrindaranya mananya bhakti rasadam govinda padambuja dvande mandadiyo vidanti nahitad vancha nashasate. Which means Govinda padambuja dvande, in the pair of lotus feet of Govinda, mandadiyaha bhakti rasadam na vindanti. People with slow intellect, who does not have aesthetic sense, they do not enjoy the feet of Krishna. Why? Sandrananda rasambudir niravadir yatravirasti dhruvam no majjandi kubuddhayaha bada samuddignaha sudukhairabi. Because they are constantly beaten up by the sufferings of the material world. Because of that, their mind cannot stay in the sweetness of Krishna's sweet. As a result, they are sudukkaihi samuddignaha. In great sorrow, they are always devastated. Because of that, they cannot develop this sense of rasa in Bhagavad Pada, in the feet of Lord. This contrast is also expressed by giving the lakshana of the sadhu, these maharshis, the people who are interested in Krishna Katha. In Narada Purana, the first pada, there are 4 padas. Each pada is said by the 4 brother sages. The first one is Sanaka. So the first one is called Sanaka Pada. in the Sanakapada, in the 16th chapter, from verse number 30 to 35, the Sadhu Lakshana, the Rasajna, who is a Rasajna, that is described. What kind of outlook this Sadhu has, so that he has this aesthetic sense of enjoying the stories of Bhagavan. This is the verse. Sarvaloka hitasaktaha sadavaha parikirtitaha. A person, a sadhu, is one who is sarvaloka hitasaktaha. He is always interested in the well-being of all, without distinction. Hari Bhakti garam yattat sadbhischa pariranjitam. And especially people with Hari Bhakti, he becomes very attached to those Hari Bhaktas. Ranjana means reveling. So though he likes everything, because all that he sees is Bhagavan, when he sees this Hari Bhaktas, he revels in them. Atmanaha Priti Janakam Tat Punyam Parikirtidam. Because he knows that in order to generate more satisfaction, he has to engage in Hari Bhakti. How does he do that? That's in the 31st verse. Sarvam Jagadam Vishnur Vishnus Sarvasya Karanam. All that is here is Vishnu. Sarvam Jagadidam Vishnu. Vishnu Sarvasya Karanam. And the cause of all that is Vishnu. Aham cha Vishnu. Because all is in me, also is included in that all. I am also part of Vishnu. Yajnanam tad Vishnu smaranam viduhu. Thus understanding all that is here is Vishnu, this understanding, this recognition of Vishnu everywhere, that is called Vishnu smaranam viduhu. That is said to be Vishnu smaranam. Sarvadeva mayo Vishnur vidhina pujayami tam. I indeed worship Vishnu in all deities. Any which deity I see, I confident, I only see Vishnu there. Because Vishnu is Sarvadeva Mayaha. Itiya bhavati shraddha sa tad bhakti prakirtita. This kind of attitude, this kind of shraddha, faith, unflinching devotion, this is called as bhakti. Sarvabhuta mayo Vishnu paripurna sanatanaha. Since Vishnu is sanatana, is always there, always available, and he is paripurnaha, he is wholesome, he is complete. He doesn't leave anything to be desired. That is why he is paripurnaha. Ityabhedena ya buddhihi samata sa prakirtita. Since all that is here is Vishnu, he gets this samata buddhihi, that everything is leveled because of the presence of Vishnu therein. And because of that, samata shatrumutreshu. He doesn't care about foes and friends. So this Abheda Buddhi, Samata Shatrumutreshu Vashitvam cha Tatha Nripa. So this equanimity of attitude, of vision towards one's friends and enemies, that is also gained by him. And further, Vashitvam. Vashitvam means a sense of composure. Everything is in his Vasha. Because he sees everything as a part of Vishnu's order. Edircha labha santushtihi sa shantihi parikirtita. And he also attains shanti or peace or equanimity of mind because he is edircha labha santushtaha. He is satisfied with what comes on his way as Vishnu Prasada. And that gives him shantihi. Ete sarve samakhyataha tapasiddhi pradhanranam. So these are the attributes which makes a sadhu. These are the components which rests in the sadhu's mind. And further in the Narada Purana, he says that 3 actions that will enable you to become a sadhu. What are they? Vaishnavanam Trayam Karma. For the Vishnu Bhaktas, for the Hari Bhaktas, for the Sadhakas, Trayam Karma. There are only 3 things to be done. Number one, Daya Bhuteshu Narada. The number one is show kindness towards all creatures. Sri Govinde Parabhaktihi. The number two is having Vishnu Smaranam all the time. Parabhaktihi. Parabhakti is Ananya Bhaktihi. Not seeing anything different from Govinda. The last one is Tadiyanam Samarchanam. And the Hari Bhaktas doing their service, worshipping them. These three will get you to become a sadhu. In the Gita also, in the 10th chapter, in the 9th verse, the same topic, the lifestyle, the way how a sadhu leads his life is explained. This is the verse. Machchitta madgada prana bodhayanda parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That is the verse. Machchittaha means whose minds chittam mad are in me. Madgata pranaha, whose prana, whose living is committed to me. Bodhayantaha parasparam, informing one another about my glory. Kathayantaha, katha means stories. Kathayantaha means, it's a verb, narrating my stories. When nityam, always. And doing this, tushyanti, they are completely satisfied. Ramanticha, and then they rejoice. So those whose mind are in Krishna, whose living is committed to Bhagavan, teaching and narrating and talking about him, they are always rejoicing. So they know that Bhagavan is the essence of themselves. Knowing the Karya Karana Bhava, that is the purpose of Shastra. Karanam is Bhagavan and we are all Karyam. We being Karyam or the effect, we are inseparable from the cause, the Karanam, which is Bhagavan. That's what the Brahma Samhita says. Ishvara Paramah Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Sarvakarana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Every single cause in the world resolves in Bhagavan. And therefore, the effect, the karyam, which is me, the world, is inseparable from Bhagavan. So they have come to this understanding. What is that understanding? Vasudeva Sarvamiti. All that is here is Vasudevam, Vasudeva. By knowing that Bhagavan, by knowing that Vasudeva, Krishna is everything, Sarvam, they become one with Bhagavan. How is that? The first initial step is to know that Krishna is Abhinna Nimitta Upadanam Karanam. Karana means the cause. The effect, the Srishti, is Abhinna Nimittam, is not separate from Bhagavan. This is the knowledge of Bhagavan or Bhagavat Swarupa. That Bhagavan is the maker and the made. He is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadanam. Knowing this, you come to recognize that you are Ananya or Na Anya, not separate from Bhagavan. If Vasudeva is Sarvam, all that is here is Vasudeva. By knowing that Bhagavan as such, you become one with him because you are also included in that Sarvam. So this is said in the first verse of Bhagavatam. When he said Janmadhyasya, that the creation is presented as though different from Bhagavan. And later, the last line, he said as Satyam Param Dhimahi. He is presented as Satyam, which is the Swarupa Lakshanam. The earlier one was the general apparent definition of Bhagavan, where Bhagavan is separate from the world. But in the Swarupa Lakshanam, the last line of the first verse, when he said Satyam, you are also Satyam, you are also Chaitanyam. You also belong to the same order of reality as Bhagavan. So that separation between you and Bhagavan is resolved by the vision due to Bhagavan's grace. Therefore, that vision of Bhagavan is the vision of oneself, which is the vision of Satyam. With this vision, the bhaktas become Matchittaha. Matchittaha means, Chitta means mind. Mat means in Bhagavan. Bhagavan is saying that Matchittaha, committed to me. Their minds are committed to Bhagavan. How? Due to their understanding, that they have understood that everything is Vasudeva. And that everything also includes one's mind. And the mind is naturally not separate from their Ishta. Generally, people have this complaint that though they understand that Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat conceptually, their mind moves away from this concept. That is because of pratiti or sensual experience. But all the while, the capability of knowing Bhagavan as everything is a possibility for the mind. Why? Because Atma Manasa Samyujyate. Atma is always connected with the mind. The mind might not be connected with Atma, but Atma is always Manasa Samyujyate. And the mind is always united with the Atma and is never away from Atma. In fact, he who knows Vasudeva Sarvam, that the mind is never away from Bhagavan, who is Sarvam, because Sarvam is Atma. And that is what, that Bhagavan is the Adhishthanam or the substratum of the mind. That is what he means by Matchittaha. And the next one is, next adjective is Madgata Pranaha. Here prana means the life breath, the jivanam, and also all the senses. All the senses can function only if prana is there. So prana means the entire sense body complex. They are also committed. This body and sense is also committed to Bhagavan. That is why he says Madgata Pranaha. If one is aware that Vasudeva is Sarvam, then he becomes Madgata Prana naturally. Even when he is functioning in this transactional world, he never loses this sight, this vision of Bhagavan. The worldly transaction is not a hindrance in knowing the glory of Bhagavan. In fact, the ignorance of Bhagavat Swarupam is the real hindrance, not the worldly transaction itself. Those who do not have these obstacles are called as Matchittaha, Madgata Pranaha, meaning they have resolved all this ignorance by knowing. In other words, even for a moment, the thought of Bhagavan never leaves them. And that is why he says, Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. While concluding, Ramanti means, Ramu means to kridayam, to rejoice. And then Parasparam Bodhayandaha, they mutually convey, they exchange information, they teach each other by informing each other about Bhagavan's glories. And then what? Mam Kathayantaha. Katha means Akhyanam or Guna Kirtanam, the glories of Krishna, his Janma, his Jnana, his Balam, his Kriya. All this is called as Kathanam. But Bodhanam means to make one aware of the Tattvam. That is Bodhanam. So they do Kathanam and Bodhanam. In talking about me, whether it is singing his glories or Bodhanam or teaching, they Ramanti, they rejoice. And as a result of that, Ramanam, Tushyanti, they also get Santosham. Santosham means complete satisfaction without a necessity of an external thing. That is the meaning of Santosha. Rejoicing only in Bhagavan, free from external world, is called as Santosha. So these two words are here. One is Ramanti, one is Tushyanti. Ramanti is with reference to external world. Whatever they see around, that is all Bhagavan's glory. And when they are close eye in contemplation, then Tushyanti, they are satisfied. So Tushyanti is Santosha with reference to one's inner life, inner world, oneself. So they have found this satisfaction or tosha. Hence, they need not go after the senses. Or you can go after the things happily because you have attained this tosham. Generally, you can be happy with yourself and then go and search for things. Or you can go after things to become happy. And if you are happy with yourself as a person, if you are content, then you need not go after the things. That's the meaning of tushyanti. That is called santushta bhava. The one who recognizes Bhagavan has this santosha bhava, and because of that, he revels in sharing his understanding joyfully, ramanti, with others. Because all that is here is the vibhutis of Bhagavan. For him, how is it vibhuti? Because Krishna says, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam srimad urjitam eva va tattat eva avajaniyat mama tejo amsha sambhavam. So whatever that is seen around you, all that is vibhuti of Bhagavan. That is, wherever there is some greatness, wherever you see anything which is brilliant, that is where Bhagavan is present. That's what he's saying. And that is there for you to recognize as Bhagavan. Thus the verse can be about the sadhus who are aspiring to be sadhus, or those who want to become sadhus and who are after this knowledge. And they rejoice and tell others whatever they know, and in the meanwhile, they find further clarity in their vision of this Bhagavat Swarupa, Bhagavat Vibhuti. This clarity takes place only when you begin to part with knowledge you have by sharing it with another person. Vyaye krite vardhata eva nityam vidyadhanam sarvadhana pradhanam. That's what Bhartrhari says. Vyaye krite, when you spend, instead of decreasing like normal wealth, vidyadhanam vardhate. Vyaye krite vardhate eva nityam. Vidyadhanam. So by spending, instead of decreasing, this vidya, it only increases. And Bhagavan is never away from you in heaven or someplace at any time. And that is what ignorance is all about. The ignorance to recognize Bhagavad Tattvam around you. That is what is removed by this transaction between devotees. That is why they are saying they are never tired of hearing the glorious deeds of Krishna. Hence, please tell us again and again. That is what he said in this verse. Vayam tu na vitrupyamaha uttama sloka vikrame yat srinvatam rasajnanam swadu swadu pade pade. Susti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukino bhavantu sarve bhavantu sukinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम।